There are a lot of victims, there's thousands of victims.
Phones snatched in an instant.
Little did we know we would uncover an organised crime group.
All of the iPhones had been wrapped in tin foil.
This is the biggest investigation into phone theft that the Met has done.
Around about December 2024, we were alerted to an unusual seizure of approximately 1,000 iPhones at Heathrow Airport. We made some preliminary inquiries where we identified that almost all of the phones which were identifiable were stolen, and at that point we realised that this was probably a much bigger issue. To see such a volume of expensive handsets being exported was unusual, to say the least.
Finding this shipment of phones was really the starting point of this whole operation, which has now allowed us to uncover an organised crime group involved in shipping thousands and thousands of mobile phones.
There are a lot of victims, there's thousands of victims. People keep their lives on their phones, and when those phones are stolen, it can be really heartbreaking. You know, we've got evidence of phones that weren't backed up containing images which would have been lost forever if they hadn't been recovered.
We've made recoveries of boxes of mobile phones that we've treated like a murder scene, and we've been able to preserve the forensics and get forensic specialists in to extract the fingerprints and DNA from that without compromise.
I think one of the first challenges was that the boxes had already been opened by several people, so just from a forensic perspective, you know, we can't control what's been done, who's handled these items. So very conscious about how far we could attribute some of this product to individuals. So firstly, really started to break down the packages, do some photography to show what was in there and the deconstruction of those items, and then identify the best items for forensic opportunities, for example, for fingerprints. So I was able to select a number of items that I was able to package and send to our fingerprint enhancement lab. And they're the ones that will carry out chemical testing and examination to develop friction-ridge detail, finger marks.
Our forensic teams were able to get back fingerprints of our two main suspects, which means we now have tangible evidence linking our stolen mobile phones to our suspects.
One of the first suspects we identified is Subject Seagull. Subject Seagull is an Afghan national currently living in the United Kingdom who has previously been arrested for handling stolen goods in very similar circumstances. All of the iPhones had been wrapped in tin foil, which is quite a common tactic to create a very crude Faraday bag, essentially to stop the phone transmitting to the network.
What's all the tin foil for then?
Well, Seagull and Heron themselves, where they sit and how it all links together. Seagull and Heron are top of what I describe an organised crime pyramid. They are the last point of contact with these phones before they exit the United Kingdom. They sit above a number of what I would call tier 2 subjects who are handlers of stolen goods, who will deal with the thieves personally and who will take the phones from the thieves. The robbers and the pickpockets, those tier 2 subjects are all then given to Seagull and Heron, who then export them. Well, their crime type is very prolific, it's almost an industrial scale.
And we estimate they export between 20 and 30% of all stolen mobile phones in London.
We didn't quite expect the volume of phones at the time, even though we had recovered at the point we observed them walking around Costco buying 2.2 kilometres of aluminium foil. We knew we were dealing with bulk exports. They're so busy that they clearly don't have time to actually turn the phones off themselves. At one of the delivery hubs that we visited, a member of staff said, "How can you be confident that there's mobile phones inside?" From our work to date, we can establish that the thieves, the dippers, the robbers themselves are being paid £200 to £300 per handset, so it's extremely lucrative for them. However, the big money really comes into play at the tier 1 and tier 2 subjects when these phones are exported. In some cases, we're looking at stolen iPhone 16 Pro Maxes changing hands overseas for towards $4,500 to $5,000 in some cases. These groups are targeting Apple products because of their profitability.
So the aim of this operation is to go after those people stealing phones, those people handling phones and those people exporting mobile phones, at every level, and targeting the exporter of the mobile phones will have a much larger impact on people's ability to find value in stealing mobile phones. We're planning to carry out a number of warrants over a number of days at a significant number of premises.
Approximately 20 minutes ago, we stopped the vehicle and arrested 2 subjects, and a search of their cars revealed a large quantity of suspected mobile phones. Both of those subjects being arrested, and as a result of that, we still have further inquiries to do, and searches will start imminently on all of the known addresses that we believe might contain further suspected stolen mobile phones.
The team have lived and breathed this investigation for almost a year. They've gone through every phone recovered manually. Every phone is being exploited for fingerprints. They've gone through hundreds of pages of call data. It really does build up to one big arrest phase where we can get every suspect into custody and get justice for the victims.